I dream.
Okay. Already must be a big spice blow active. Our water stores look like. Damn near full. Okay, we got stuff to work with today. As much aluminum as we possibly can. We've got other base expansion projects we can do. And since we're in the desert, might as well go ahead. Ooh, look. Oh, speaking of, let me check the lance rads. Wash out. Are still suit boots. Active. Handcrawler. Walker handcrawler engine. None of these are particularly appetizing. Board's almost full. Bunker stand crawler engine might be ab once I get my hand. But even for that, I definitely have more readily access to titanium. Actually, instead of getting for aluminum going right now, we should probably prioritize getting plastanium. I need to make plastanium to make the upgraded laser for this thing. Then we can worry about that stuff. My Focus Buggy Cutter Ray Mark 6 cannot mine titanium or rubidium. So I need to get the standard. My Mark 5 Focus Buggy. Get this. And move in the. And go out on what standard cutter ray. As far as Stravidium, how are we have 117, so we're good on Stravidium. Titanium more than I was going out on the sand, I definitely missed. Oh, and we need to get more water pumps so we can expand our water source. Buggy. I'd like to say I did pretty well. So, prioritize titanium. Have access to liquid. Need a little over 600 titanium for this project. Actually, it might be better to use the scout. Oh, great. I've got a neighbor now. A dope-ass design, being honest. That's a little over 100 now. Plenty right here. Have the buggy better start getting this stuff. Get about 700 just a day. Yes, while that cures, we'll run the testing stations near here. Yeah. 12 hours are. As my internet had a
I dream of it, amongst the wild threads of history and the myriad of paths.
What? I mean, I know we are winning by Cecil Rad right now. Okay. Double check. Okay. Score's good. Where are we at? 490. Ooh. We're over 500. I'd like to have at least 700 before we head back to base. 600 and... One more deposit to tie this over for now. Or at least to get what we need to get the buggy cutter ray upgrade. Alright. Yep, alright, we got enough. Let's back to base. That definitely sounded like a spice balloon. I mean, I don't want to be rude. An insult not to take it. Oh. Good fucking time right now. Just want to make it back to base. I think once I've got enough stuff done, I'll worry about trying to do Landsrad missions for specializations. Oh, thank God. Made that jump this time. Didn't want to get stuck again. Crevice. Dear God, my driving needs some serious work. I need that a little. $110 titanium worth for plastinium to make the new buggy cutter ray. and we can mine stravidium and titanium with the new pet array. Got this last deposit worth of aluminum. Right on my front porch. Some heavy shit. I need to go get more industrial pumps, probably while this is cooking. Alright, well, while that's cooking, I guess we'll go get the industrial pumps to expand our water storage. Let me see what I need right now. Duraluminum and industrial pumps. Or then, in terms of passive water generation, I'm definitely going to need to expand power first, which means duraluminum and servox. And duraluminum and servox. Okay, so we're going back to Haga Basin for a little bit while that's cooking. Just want to double check, see how long it's going to Oh, it's going to cook for a hot minute. Okay, so yeah, we're headed back to Haga Basin for now, so we can get our hands on some industrial pumps. Might as well pick up the rest of my jasmium while I'm there, too. Right now, the precedent. I think it takes precedence at plastinium so I can get resources faster. My base here, see if I have any mounted servox. Could also look for a downed ship or two, see if we can find any pumps and servox that way. $7,000. Might as well just keep my base topped up with water. Okay. So, I need those for looking around. Wait, on another reason. I need that. The rest of the stuff will have to be my end. Oh, these are for guns. Never mind. Don't need these. Let's grab the assault and go grab what we need. Industrial fuel pumps and servox. Start with the industrial fuel pumps because it's close. Not closer, but certainly more pressing. Someone's up here. Oh. Dropping bodies, I see. Hell.
What's your purpose here? See the enemy.
The fuck? Whoa!
Halt. This is Sandfly. Tell me if ready for impact.
Wrong button again! This place always makes my game lag. There's one pump. We're there. Why does this place... It's only really this POI that makes my game just absolutely shit itself. Motherfucker. Damn. I get shit on. Camp. Okay. Alright, how much did we make it out with? 15. Shit. It's only good for what I've got already. That's only good for one large cistern. I need way more than that. So we are definitely gonna have to track down some crashed ships for the additional that we need, because like I believe this is really the only place to find them. Be wrong. Let me double check. Yeah. All right. So we move on to the Servox next. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's really it, isn't it? Well, so the next thing on the list is the calibrated servox. Need tons of those for power infrastructure and for water infrastructure. Is there any here? No, just ray amplifiers. Whatever I'm looking for is down below. Any of this stuff. My God. On terrain.
Huh?
Oh, in terms of chests, I don't really know where to find them here. Clearly someone had the same plan, though. Oh man, this place is rich. Is that radiation down? Oh, a bitch. Okay. I bring the radiation. Definitely did not. How dangerous are we talking? Like, dangerous is in lethal right now. What I've currently got. I believe I set up my... even see where the chest could be so I can get in and get out pretty quickly. Alright, not worth my time. Maybe worth my time. I don't know. Eye on the radiation. It's low radiation. Little Servoc helps. Okay, that looks like it pretty dangerous. Got the damn radiation. Like I should be carrying and wearing that on a constant. I... Okay. Oh. I could explain the radiation down here. Lot. Folks Buggy Cutter Ray Mark IV, I think. I just saw. Mark III. Fine. Oh, not gonna lie, that kind of sucked. Still got a lot of places to check for calibrated servox. Probably not here. Check here. I think there's gonna be some in here too.
I see some.
Where's my backup?
Ray amplifier. Oh, only ray amplifier. Well, I just wasted my time. Okay, that's plugging out. Landing?
Who's that? Who's
Okay, well... Clearly someone's been busy here. Maybe.
I see someone.
My God. Alright, well that's bugging out. That's for sure. That sucks. Alright, this place is just not worth checking for calibrated servox. Alright. Like my best bet right now. Other than searching for down ships. Yeah, this should be a pretty good place to get some. Chat is completely bugged out on my end.
Reveal yourself. Fire in the hole.
I'm out. Get this.
Okay. Then we're gonna be carrying them.
Another
Else? Oh, I heard another voice. Okay.
Beware, break out looking.
Enemy sighted.
Where are you?
is everybody?
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. E5 there. Nice. Not really it? Really? Okay, on to the next location. Wait, oh, that's a fabricator. Complex machinery. Not bad. Get out of here. On to the next location.
Who's that?
Shield on! I require...
I got you. I require assistance.
Reveal yourself. Who's there?
Identify yourself.
Complex. Alright, where's the chest? Really? No way there's no end loot. Check over here.
Again, reveal your eyes on hostile.
Your border is mine.
Sector weather alert. A
Oh.
large sandstorm is approaching.
Fuck. I forgot about that. Forgot about this.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Yeah, here. That's it. Better fill up my water canteen while I'm here. Alright, let's get back to the deep desert with what we've got. I think I'd have better luck finding what I need from crashed ships. Out in the deep desert, hopefully. Come on. Thank you. Seems like a perfect time to also check on the platinum production. Barely. About how I park this thing. Yeah, good. Still going, huh? A little over halfway there. Don't worry about depoting the loot and going out and finding some crashed ships. ships that have been out too. Place does keep you busy. Autism is blocked. Oh! Ooh, perfect timing. Kind of luck. Nice. Gotta be more on there, right? Altitude again. Okay, there is one more slot on there I can hit up. Fat rat. All right. Sadly, no pumps, but that's to be expected. This. Bashar's command. Bam! Like, that's a Dow 8 Avenger cannon that I just pulled out of there. Oh, pump. I guess that was... I've expected there wasn't really going to be any pumps in there. Okay, let's go depot. Sure if anyone else can loot it, but well. Oh. That wasn't smart. Really all I can do without a sand crawler and everything. I can help reset them and put on my soft steps and oh, really it. I don't have any. Find the spice here. Make the cutter ray. We have the cutter ray. Oh, the door. there. Offload the buggy. You should have enough to get the Mark 6. Could be. Oh, what am I? Oh, wait.
I'm right here, do it!
Damn, 81 spice melange. Well, alright, there we go. Alright. Finally. Alright, got that. Ooh. Also the wrong tool. Oh. Back up the air dissipator. Had me concerned, like, what the f did I do with my damn hair? Alright, now start getting Stravidium and Titanium much more easy. Oh, and I'll have that whole hour. Oh. Right now, head and take the new buggy array for a scrap. Starting with Stravidium, because we need a lot of that too. Double what I was getting by the handheld method. Get the focused version of that. I should probably avoid farming too much of that, considering I don't have the storage capacity for it. We should definitely look at upgrading the buggy as far as possible. Let's see. That is Mark 6 storage is gonna fix. All of it takes spice melange as well. Well, okay, well, we're gonna have to prioritize the spice factory. Great. Going with this next. Titanium, 143 of that. Spice for it. And we definitely need further production. This is run all the jazz people. Getting this to level 40 should be priority. Treasure hunt. Where are you? Like in the specialization's current format, I find it to be what I'm looking highly repetitive to a point that it feels like I'm doing chores rather than actually making a discernible level of progression. That makes sense. I was like, once I got this up to level 8, that efficient machinery, that was already a slog just to get there, and the constant elevation of that and how much was required just to get to the next level constantly felt like it had diminishing value. Not just in what I was getting, not so much in what I was getting, but like each time I did a mission, I wasn't really making any progress. So it just started to feel heavily redundant. top of that. That's not till... I just don't find the current system to be worth my investment. Outside of the rewards you get, yeah. Like, but even then, most of these don't seem... Ooh, standing in the sun, getting burned. Doesn't seem worth it. Pack these all in. 2 levels. But nope. Start marking out some out there. Another spice blow near I3. Go out toward I, or to try to get some ice. I demolish these and put apples here. I could put a chunk of the water store. Really? need to prioritize my power infrastructure so that way I can work on water production or anything else. Or do I have this? Nothing. Okay. Oh. I can't put up this. Well, I could have got this. Yeah, right. Thing is, that's very seldom needed. And what am I missing? For aluminum. That's on hold. Have to run back to Haga in order to get my cobalt. I would prefer to skip to this first. What I'm gonna have to do. Good there, Big Blue. What about you? Yeah, believe me, you do feel that way once you get the Ornithopter. It feels like a lot of the back and forth you're having to do diminishes significantly, so you're able to make more progress because you're able to travel further. Ah, yeah. Sorry about that. I usually try to go for around 2 hours, sometimes longer. It just depends on the day. Weekends, I would definitely stream much longer. I hear you, man. Alright, let's grab that cobalt paste. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Close. I was not paying attention to the heater. Feel like I'm flying in War Thunder. Honestly, overheating my engine. fix that. Where is that cobalt paste at? For the most part, I am playing as a solo player. That's all my cobalt pays, so I'll have to do a run for that later, probably. You know, once I get my sandcrawler and carrier ornithopter, I'm definitely gonna want a teammate at some point, so he can use the sandcrawler and I can use the carrier. But I'm still a ways off from that. I appreciate that, man. Have you gotten to the point of doing your specializations, or are you still deciding on a house faction? But I got invited to a guild that's pretty, so I took the team. Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, I've always had a disposition towards at least what I would classify as the good guys. It's kind of one of those arbitrary rules of right and wrong is subjective, right? Who's good and who's bad. So we'll be able to go ahead and offload the east. Power up, sure. Uglify this base by putting a bunch of these down. Oh, 190 plastic. No, still need Dan. Still need this before I can make that. Oh, right. I just always like the Harco aesthetic. Yeah, I do agree. The aesthetic of the Harco stuff is actually pretty damn cool. That's my pale white. Ah. Okay. Yeah. Just gonna hold. Below and guys along the way, so I don't mind joining your faction. Yeah. always, with games like these, always try to surround yourself with people that you synergize or get along with. People who feed into your energy, you know. I think that's one of the... But, for me, this is the biggest problem I have. Oh, well, no. The Dasson's online. But it's not that I don't like joining in an active guild. It just kind of makes working with the guild mates a bit problematic around differing schedules, I suppose. One guy I really like hanging out with is Mithril Main. He and I jive really well. My only thing right now, and I said this probably beforehand, is I like this system. It's probably a video I'm going to make down the line where I detail the things wrong with started playing this month. Yeah, I started playing 2 weeks ago. I've already put about 115 hours in those 2 weeks. I can't put the game down. But while I like this system for what it provides, I feel like its implementation, how to progress, was largely done incorrect. I'm probably going to make an actual edited video detailing everything about the specialization system and what it does well, where it falls short, how it can improve. Because I think the system is good, but the system should have been far more passive, because tailoring it to this, and when you look through the missions, you only ever see a total of 125 eggs. At some point, when you get a mining partner, I have the running collar, back popper, pocket, on that. Oh, I'm not playing. I do appreciate that AGMC. Sorry for the late response there. But tailoring it to Land's Rad, where it's always a fixed amount, right? Limits the player's potential to progress. I believe one person, I forget which content creator put it, basically said you would have to expend a full year. I agree, especially with the Waterman, or not water, and go into having hundreds of thousands with no prior idea. Huh? Waterman. What? Is something? I was talking about specializations. Brought all the jasmium with me. But back to the topic. The rate at which you're able to progress through the specialization system doesn't just feel like a grind. It feels, after a point of transitioning from the world map, or from whatever map you're on, to the world map, to go to where you need to go to complete the mission, turn it in, rinse and repeat, it starts being less of a progression and more of how much longer am I going to keep having to look at these load screens, right? So because of how it's set up, you're constantly having to leave wherever you're at, go to another place, do the mission, complete the mission, turn it in, grab another mission, rinse and repeat. After staring at the same load screen 500 times, it's just like, what the actual hell? like a whole year to grind one special. No, not one, the entire thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I know quite a few people have multiple specializations fully maxed out, and maybe I missed out on something. Yeah, I agree there, AJ. The end game stuff does feel a little bit grindy. Like, I don't mind coming out here to the deep desert to do the stuff out here, but when it comes to the specializations, I feel like that grind should have been more of a passive thing rather than an active contribution. Yeah, so you get 5 mimetic memory points per day, right? Up to a 35 cap. So if you don't do your specializations or your Landsrad missions each day, you know, you'll get 5, you'll get 5, you'll get 5, and it caps out at 35. So 35 per week, basically. But if you don't do any of them for days, for weeks, it's not going to go any higher than 35. I feel like how it should have been delivered is instead Landsrad should offer additional bonuses to that, but the system in large part should have been more passive. Everything to effectively get the EXP for those largely exists already in the game. Sabotage is a good example that I really struggled today to find one for. It's like, well, when you go into certain bases, you can sabotage the alarms. There's sabotage EXP right there. You already do crafting and gathering a lot, combat a lot. I think one specialization I would struggle to find anything for would be exploration. I don't really know how you would do that as a passive system. Like, all 4 of these can be done largely passively in a passive system, but they had specializations when I played. It was part of the 1.3 update from what I've looked around and seen. Are you still at AJ? So that was during the Chapter 3 update, was when they overhauled the Landsrad system and added specializations. Go out and see if we can find some shipwrecks. And I mean, a lot of people, the veteran players will say you just gotta suck up the grind like the rest of us, but a lot of the, even some of the veteran players feel like the system is largely problematic. I think it stopped just after the first expansion. There wasn't an expansion. There were DLC updates, but there was never an expansion. And a lot of data exists on that too, because while we've gotten like the different areas we can go to, a large portion of what we've gotten has been DLCs, but there hasn't been an actual expansion yet. Expansion would have added significantly. Like, a perfect example of an expansion they're working on is the polar ice cap map, and it's going to be a comparable size to Haga Basin, from what I've seen or heard, I should say. Like, we've seen like little snippets of the polar ice cap map, but not a lot of substance that they can share right now. I'll get off my soapbox. Sorry. Woo! Hally ho! It's not on fire. Oh, no, it is on fire. All right. Ooh, some pumps in there. Good grief. Right. What a haul. I'm not sure if everyone else can loot it too. Shit. Servox, pumps, another Mark V radiation suit. And honestly, I'm really hopeful for when we do get the ice map expansion. Right now, it's been plastanium and further base construction. I need to definitely get the plastanium going because I'm going to need a carrier to carry a cargo container for when I have to evacuate on Monday evening. So, but other than that, it's also been just gathering whatever resources I can find out here to further improve the base without having to constantly go back and forth to Haga Basin. Shipwreck. Shelf? Yes. The hell? It's a small spice blow. I'm very limited on It's a small, I think it's a small spice below. Ooh, okay. Also, be a pretty decent sized one out that way. Bring any repair wire with me just in case. Bring a probe. I think that's a medium. Could be wrong. That could be one of the large spots. Oh, it's a medium. Sure. Alright. Oh, looks like someone's here. Reload. Fire missile. Looking. Ooh! Up. I don't really use the rockets that much, or even craft them for that matter. There he is. Bruh, gather the spice you've put together. Don't just... Now part of me is hoping this idiot makes enough of a mistake to get eaten, because he is just leaving all kinds of spice there to despawn. Like, here's how you do it. Pop 4, grab 4, then pop 4 more. Only pop what you can easily pick up in a timely fashion because you were just letting it sit there and despawn. Like I said, PvP's not for everyone. Already 622 right now. So once I get the large refinery, really hope this point. High pop server. I'm not sure if it's high pop. I'm being completely honest. One of us is not using like I'm using compact compactor Mark V, you know, and am I still wearing my soft step boots? I am. So I have reduced worm aggro just from stepping on the sand. Woo! Bro. Zone chat. I regularly talk in the zone chat. A lot of people on the server tend to. It just depends on the kind of day people are having, right? I like that the worm threat is cumulative, right? Other people on the same bloom, you can't really do anything to control aggro. I mean, there are things you can do, it just depends on how everyone's spec, right? You know, this comes back to that specialization. There's ways to decrease worm threat your compactor with exploration, there's ways to reduce that, but not everybody's gonna want to put time into that. Bro, he is leaving so much on the table right now. The other guys, high aggro compactors. This is true. Should hopefully be cleaned up here pretty soon, though. Oh yeah, alright, the plumes finally disappeared. Out of this way. But take a risk that some sort of crazy glitch could happen where he just easy out of the sand. Feel like I'm getting less now. It's just me. Okay. Up. Button. I think that's enough of that for now. Let's get back to base. Cruising. Added nodes to the shelf I used to build a deep desert base and use a buggy to get to the Titanium and Stravidium islands in the PvP area. Yeah. I got to the party late, right? So I've had the game for 2 weeks. So I didn't know how bad the situation was back then. Like, I'd certainly heard horror stories about what happened back then, but I don't know. I think the situation could have been handled better. It's kind of like the same Arc Raiders situation. Far be it for me to bring up that situation, but with Arc Raiders, it has roughly a similar issue. You know, it has this incredible IP that it's just sleeping on, right? And to tell everybody that has interest in the game that it's going to be okay for you if you want to enjoy the game in that particular fashion. Like, there's a place for you. You don't have to worry about the other stuff. And then quickly see that that couldn't be farther from the truth. It ends up losing players, but it doesn't just lose players. It loses player trust, right? A second. So what happens there is players might have enjoyed what you had to offer, but because you refuse to acknowledge a core issue with it, even if you make those improvements, that trust is broken. They can't trust you or want to come back to the game or continue to invest time in the game because that trust is broken. It like the solution they settled on for Arc. Which solution was that? The aggression-based matchmaking? I don't know. I've found ABM to be very hit or miss. That was just in my first few weeks of playing the game. And I didn't make it past the first few weeks. I think I played it for all of a couple of weeks. I think it's a good solution, but the problem is with that solution is how it can be gained, right? So how can it be manipulated by bad actors, as it were? Threaten me with a good time. This one I'm hunted for. You though. Okay. Said it was enough of that, but I lied. Much of this is weak. But with this, with the soft up boots, with the compact compactor Mark V, I don't have to worry nearly as much about the worms as a lot of other people might have to. Like, I still have to worry about it, but I have to worry about it far less. Finding a goal becomes a joke. Yeah. Can't wait to have a carrier myself, because getting Jasmium will be a whole lot easier, especially where my primary base has been set up. Let's get off the break. The freaking ground to reduce worm threat real quick. Around. Touch. definitely want to hit it right middle of solid purple to get the down. And to drop the buggy outside radiation. Still buggy before max radiation usually. Alright, I'm gonna leave this. Takes around 10 to 15 minutes, yeah. And like I said, with where I built my base back in Aga, it takes forever to drive the buggy all the way home. Especially with the amount of base clutter I have to worry about. Far. There. When I get back to base, I'll see how the aluminum production is. I gotta get more duraluminum before I can put up any more facilities. So I gotta farm up aluminum and use the jasmine I do have to make more duraluminum. Then I can focus on expanding water collection and the energy network. Energy network comes first. More of them gone active yet. No. Still waiting on a large chunk of these. I probably should do at least the ones with the Valaris, but I think I'm gonna hold off on it for now until I have a full day to work on that stuff. Although I'm probably gonna have to wait for Mithril Main to get on because he's got max level crafting. So, or he made it so that way the still suit set lasts much longer. Moving base closer to the deep desert zone will take you a ton of time in the long run. I thought about that, but I think that's one of those situations again where I definitely want to have the carrier so that way I can carry everything out in a single run. Like, the reason I built up on the player shelf here was because primarily I didn't have a carrier. So I was going to have to use the Assault Ornithopter, and it's pretty decently sized cargo capacity to carry out everything I needed to at least get the base up and started. Like, once I have the base the way that I would like it to be finished, and I have the carrier and a cargo pod, I'll definitely next week, probably next week, move out closer into the deeper zones. Oh, and Hackett Basin. I meant, yeah. I'm not that far from the shelf. I'm pretty close to the. It's 77. Expand energy first. Oh no, it only needs 60. Go ahead and craft that up first. Only maybe a solid minute from the border by the assault standard. Maybe less than a minute. Cancel. Quick. EQ that. While I'm thinking about it, let me double check my water filters. How we're doing. So we got 2 days of filters there, and 2 days of filters there. I definitely need to expand as much of my infrastructure as possible. That way I have less to worry about. And once I have the carrier and I'm able to get the entirety of the base set up the way that I want it, basically I pack up everything that I need to, which would be each of the facilities, and that's it. I would leave just the base itself here with the exception of the pentashield. Because I can easily replace all this material. I would need a stable blueprint, though. A solido replica. Right, that's going to take a little bit. Build a smaller base on Elf in big mining base. Like I said, I'm playing on the PvE zone. I don't particularly enjoy being at someone else's mercy a lot of the time. This is going to be the next big one. You need. But we also need power. That eats up an entire generator's worth of energy. I'm gonna need to build 2 generators. Or 2 of the. Not partially PvP anymore. Okay, so the way they changed it is you can load into a PvE instance or the PvP instance. The PvE instance, the entirety of the deep desert is PvE. But in the PvP instance, I believe, I can't remember if it is just the player shelf or they kept to the original rule where like half of the open desert was PvE as well. But then the remainder of that zone way out there is PvP. So you can choose which instance you want to load into. The benefit of jumping onto the PvP instance is that gathering rates are 2.5 times higher in the PvP area. So you'll get 2.5 times the amount of resources from gathering, such as mining, you going out there and getting spice sand or flower sand. You'll get 2.5 times what you would normally get from that area. So there's benefits to it, but the biggest reason that I don't go over there is I'm shit at PvP games. I wear that as a badge of honor, And I just don't excel at that. So it's something for everyone, right? All right. Expand that. Next. I have this designed in this way, basically. Oh, this basically provides me 35 energy? I don't remember. Not here for PvP either. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about PvP if you don't want to. You have that whole choice. And that was one of the things they tried to do to regain the players they'd lost from their initial launch. But this comes back to that thing that I said earlier, where when it feels like the players' frustrations fall on deaf ears and nothing is being done, that's that jeopardization of player trust that I mentioned. And when players lose trust with the game and the developers, they're not likely to come back. No matter how hard the developers try, that trust is gone. And there's little reason for those players to return. And I think that the game is worse off for that. Like, I'm what I would consider a very relaxed gamer. I don't have these absurdly high standards that many other people would have. But at the same time, if a game or developer finds a way to break my trust, I am more likely not to return to the game. Yeah, that's what I heard too. We're gonna have to crack down hard on this for sure. That's definitely a tomorrow issue because I don't have the water or the time. So with that said, there's still gonna be a lot of pretty much just grinding in the background for me, but thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to leave me a like, a subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And I shall see you on the next one. Oh, I heard about that too. The terrain glitch. You as well, man. Take care. All of yous.